Hi folks, just returned back to Pembrokeshire after 2 exams out of 3 now, so only one to go next week and I'm completely done. I thought I'd make a little video because I've just had these off my other half for an early birthday present, and I've got to say they're really special. They're Empress miniatures, Fryco and mutinying sailors for the which are the Spartacists for the German Revolution. I've bought the German Fryco Osprey book, which I'm not sure if any of you have studied this period before or maybe wargamed it, but it doesn't seem to be madly popular, but it's really tickled my fancy, I must say. And I'll be painting up the navy. They've really drawn me to the period. I'll just get the colour plate of them up for you. Bear with me. Yeah, the Germans are essentially, the Fryco are essentially in late First World War uniforms. And then the sailors were largely, well, they went over to the communist cause, so they mutinied in port, and the Fryco then fought them in the harbours, and they even fought in Berlin. That was a major theatre for them. I'm not decided yet whether I'll paint up the bases as if they're in sort of urban street, rubble and things, or if I'll just do my normal sort of earth and grass. Because they did also fight out in, like, I think Latvia was getting its independence at this time, or was fighting against Germany. So they fought over there, and I believe Poland as well was having some trouble. So yeah, they did fight out in the countryside, but I think I'm going to focus on the urban theatre. Anyway, what this is meant to be is a review of the miniatures. There we are. We've gone there 2 minutes in, and well, I haven't touched them, I must say, and really excited to show you these. These are the Fryco, and I've got to tell you, there's no flash to be seen on them, not a single bit. I mean, these are going to take barely any time to clean up. There's no, huge chunks of metal sticking out of anywhere. So we've got 2 packs of Fryco and 2 packs of the sailors, or I'm going to do them as the communist mutineers. These figures are gorgeous. I'll give you some close-up shots now. I've just bought 8 riflemen here. I should say my other half bought me some riflemen. I did have something in mind, and these will keep me quiet for quite a few weeks, I think. Just to show you some of these, I really like the poses. Something I like about Paul Hicks sculpts is even your sort of bog standard infantryman, even with a rifle, looks special in and of himself. So your rank and file aren't just, they're something you can pour into some character into them, and you're proud of them after they've been painted up. They're not just there as filling the ranks, if that makes sense. Each one is an individual, and that's not something you get with many miniature companies. There you are. Not getting my grab your hands in the way. And yeah, that's about it for the Fryco. I know how they're going to be painted up uniform wise. I've just got to pick a certain regiment so that I can give them a certain look, and their emblems I think I'm going to try and paint on as well, because all the different divisions had different insignia. I'm tempted to perhaps do not the Bavarians, because the Bavarians are different again. Just get up quickly the regiment that I'm hoping to do, or the Freikorps that I'm hoping to do. You started to see with these, well, some you see Hitler's NSDAP, but they were quite late on. I'm hoping to do the early war. Well, it wasn't. I don't know. Could we call it a war? As for a conflict, anyway. I quite like the yellow and white emblem of the Freikorps Oberland. I'll just show you those really quickly. Sorry if it's a bit of a lengthy review. I know a review should probably be quite a short, sharp video. But as with me, you always get a bit of a ramble. Yeah, I really fancy painting up the Oberland. They do seem to have pretty irregular clothing. So yeah, not that guy on the bottom, the two on the side. I'm not sure if you can see their emblems, but this seems to be like an enlarged armband anyway. They were the I'm going to wreck this. Selbstschutz Oberschlein, or some such. Yeah, so that included, they had a similar emblem to the Freikorps Oberland. There's a lot of research to be done still, and I'm probably butchering half of it. And I've got some opponents of the Freikorps, so some sort of generic Spartacus looking types. I think I could just use any sort of militia figures. Perhaps I can grab some from the Spanish Civil War range for the riflemen. I know that Empress do a lovely range for them. I remember, well, when I was first getting into this hobby properly, I would say, because I was doing Warhammer 2 years ago, I think, and then I started going to historics. I was looking into bolt action, and I came across von Ketteringham's videos on his Spanish Civil War stuff, and that's what sort of threw me into the historical stuff again. And yeah, really looking forward to maybe grabbing some more of those. The Empress miniatures range, I could quite happily pick up everything that they have. There's nothing that I wouldn't touch, I don't think. I love the look of their New Zealand stuff. These are the 2 packs of the sailors then. These are my favourite by far. I'm really looking forward to painting these up. There's some of the packs on these are just immense. They've got some of them which are not in combat poses, they're more in a sort of relaxed setup, and I'm hoping to get those. I think they're playing the harmonica and maybe drinking as well, but they're just packed with character. Again, we have some riflemen, and we have a bit of an officer type as well with his sabre. Well, I never don't think you get tired of saying it, but they are just stunning. I would really highly recommend Empress miniatures for anyone who perhaps hasn't bought some yet. Just treat yourself and take a look and see if you fancy something. I really like this gentleman as well. He's got one heck of a beard. I haven't found a fantastic way to show individual sculpts yet. I've kind of resorted to just placing them on some white card or paper. Perhaps I should really be sticking them to something, some sort of holder. And, oh, I think I've got a favourite there. This guy's reaching for another magazine. Even for my Zulu War miniatures, those are the sort of types of sculpts that I really like, not necessarily charging miniatures or firing, just the kind of, how do you say it, the sort of dynamic poses of actually doing something, just reaching for another round. Or I also like casualty figures. That's really my kind of thing. Obviously you have to paint up the rank and file, but yeah, that's why I like to paint up. I think they add some life to the units. I think he'd be in that category as well. If he's going to focus in for us. Struggling a bit there. There we are. And yeah, I can't emphasise highly enough how nice these are. I think I can quite safely say there's no flash on them. There's the... I don't think I can even say there's mold lines on them. I'll just take a very close look. It's barely there, honestly, guys. It's you could quite happily prime them as they are. I tend to wash metal miniatures in hot water and soap just to get any sort of residue or grease off, especially if I've been if I have given them a bit of spray scrape with a hobby knife or something to get any metal particles off, or if I've got oil from my hands on them from handling them in any way, and that just makes sure the primer sticks to the metal. Plastic I tend not to bother as much, but you are meant to do it for 172 figures apparently. They've got a lot of sort of residue and stuff on them. Anyway, that is the end of the review, and that would be the upcoming projects. Really chuffed with those, very generous gift, and I'll let you know how they come along, and obviously include any painting updates. But yeah, since seeing these online, I've just really fancied them. I'm just absolutely chuffed to bits with those. Just stunning sculpts. That's it for now, folks, and I should be back with some more videos soon. I seem to have a lot of time on my hands now. Okay, thank you very much, and ta-da.